Hi, this is Vanessa Joy with Shutter Mag, and I thought I would demonstrate a little bit about posing and how you pose a bride. First of all, most brides, and don't shoot the messenger, but they like to be slimmed down. I certainly haven't had any bride asked to put on pounds. I've only had them asked to take them off. Well, you don't have to do that in Photoshop. You can just do it with your posing. Number one, the easiest thing to remember is just make sure that no body parts are turned in the same direction. So exactly how I'm sitting right here with you, it is very intentional. My hips are turned this way, my shoulders are turned this way, and my chin is turned to you. They're not in the same direction. The second you turn everything into the same direction, now I'm a lot wider. And that brings me to number two. You typically do not want to have everything in the same direction, but specifically dead on towards the camera. My hips are this wide this way, but the second I turn this way, now they've slimmed down a little bit. So make sure that you're angling your bride one way or the other, not dead on. Tip number three is work with not just the head direction, but the neck as well. Because brides, when you're photographing them, they're usually not experienced and they're not models. Wouldn't that be nice, right? They don't know how to elongate and position their neck. Sometimes they'll know how to move their head around, and that's great. And a lot of times we don't even worry so much about what they're doing with their head because we're telling them to interact with their spouse or their to-be spouse on the wedding day. The neck, however, a lot of people misdirect. So the first thing you want to do is constantly remind your bride to lower their shoulders and push their shoulders back. This is a neck position because it helps elongate the neck. And the more distance you have between their shoulders and their neck, the more relaxed they're going to look, but it's also very elegant and slimming and elongating. So make sure that they're always doing that. Even if they're sort of comfortable in front of the camera, people's shoulders tend to ride up a little bit, scrunching them up and making them appear shorter and not as relaxed. And you want them to feel relaxed and look relaxed and in love. Secondly, with the neck, has to do with where, on the other end, it has to do with where the neck meets the chin. So a lot of people tell a bride and groom to look at each other, and they do, but this usually isn't very flattering right off the bat. If you have anyone that has any weight whatsoever in their neck, and this is not necessarily meaning they're having weight anywhere else, you're gonna see it right away. Always tell them when they look at each other, look towards each other, to stretch their chin out as if they're trying to not do Eskimo kisses, but do chin kisses. That's weird, but you get the idea. So if they don't get that, tell them that it's like a turtle popping the head out of their shell. So a lot of times people go like this and you want them to do the opposite. So think about, look at the difference. If you just tell someone to look at them, they're gonna do this, right? But you tell them to lower their shoulders and elongate their neck, and now we have a much more flattering angle and look on our bride. So recap, number one, position hips, shoulders, and face all in different directions. Number two, do not have those directions, especially if they're all the same, be pointed towards the camera. Always, for the most part, have the hips turned one way or the other. And if you do decide to break that rule and have them turned towards you like this, at least try to get them asymmetrical. So that'll help. And then number three, don't forget the neck. Position the neck so that it is elongated, shoulders are down and back, and chin is up and forward. I hope these things help you make your bride a knockout the next time you shoot, and I will see you next month here in Shutter Mag.